closest thing to his own. Does that work?
Logan, you dominate the fight, you out-wrestle him, you're a guy who has wrestling training, and yet most people are still booed in this kind of fight. Does it ever get frustrated that you can do a performance like this where you basically dominate in all aspects, and yet people are still upset because it's not rock'em sock'em robots?
People don't get it. They don't understand high-level wrestling, and I've said that over and over again. Very few understand the positions and the dominance that just happened out there. Like I said out there, he fought Ed Ruth, who's a 3-time Division I national champion. You know, he took Ed down twice, and he got away from him, and he won some scrambles. And, you know, he fought Larkin to a very close fight, and, you know, Larkin didn't really do much damage. I just went out there for 15 minutes, and he couldn't do a thing. And, you know, I get it. I couldn't land super big shots, but he didn't do anything. He couldn't get away. He was exhausted. You know, I broke him the whole time I was out there. So everyone booing and everyone, you know, I want to say, they don't get it. They don't understand the level of wrestling and just pure domination that just happened out there. And if they want to boo it, they can boo it. I don't care.
Does he get it? Because obviously, it looked like he spit his mouthpiece out of you. Obviously, he yelled some stuff at you. What did he say to you in that moment? And then what did you guys say after the fact, like after your hand was raised?
Yeah, I honestly wasn't looking at him. I don't know if he thought that I hit him after the bell or something. I clearly didn't. And then when we were back in the doctor's room, you know, he just said, "Good fight, you know, you're a hell of a wrestler." And, you know.
And I wondered if he was just pissed off that he got held up, like, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't do anything, you know, for 15 minutes. So I don't know why he did it or why he spit his mouthpiece out, but he did. So.
Is that more satisfying for you as a fighter, as an athlete, to break somebody the way you broke somebody tonight, as opposed to just getting a flash knockout or a flash finish? To be able to dominate a fight like that, really have control from start to finish, to break a guy, you know, does that kind of enhance it more than just getting a quick finish?
No, because I know I can grind guys out. I know that I can, you know, take guys the distance and break them. I've done it at the college level for 4 years against the best wrestlers in the country. So I don't have to prove that to myself or anybody else. I've done that before. Getting those knockouts and those finishes and those TKOs, those are nice, you know. But very few guys, you know, even on his feet, really, he didn't really get that close. You know, he hit an uppercut, and that's about it. He didn't get close enough because he didn't want me to take him down. And so, you know, not very few guys have actually came after me, and the ones that have got taken down and beat up, and the other ones, you know, I keep the pace going forward and take them down and beat them up anyway.
What do you think's next for you? I mean, you've won a couple of co-main events now. You know, are you looking to take a step up in names? Maybe somebody that, you know, that was in the tournament that didn't, you know, follow through and get to the finals. What are you looking for next?
You know, I talked to Rich and Scott and, you know, my agent, and we'll see what they come up with. You know, like I said in all my interviews, you know, I look forward to what's in front of me, and that was that fight right there. I don't look too far ahead. I don't, you know, talk about doing this and doing that. I take care of what's in front of me first, and I've done that 10 times in a row now. And everybody wants to talk about, I'd beat this guy, I'd do that. You know, that's just BS. It's just talk. And everybody wants to be in that game. You know, I've just put my head down, go to work, and beat people up, and then talk to Bellator and talk to my agent and see what they say. And it's worked so far, and it'll continue to work.
Do you feel pressure that this sport's becoming more like that, where, you know, trash talking sells? If you're more pro wrestler, you get the perks. As you said, you're a guy who signed a contract, I'll show up. Does it bother you that it seems if you don't do that, it's going to be harder for you to get, you know, fans on your side, get more money, because people want to show up. They just don't want you winning. They want to see you winning, where they go, wow, I can't believe I missed that. That was great performance here.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I get it. It's entertainment as well. It's not, you know, people spent money to come here and fly and travel and watch that, and I get that. But right now, everyone I fought, no one said anything really before it. No one's talked to me. No one said anything. And so I'm not stupid. I don't come out and try to be someone that I'm not. Now, if someone has something to say or wants to get smart, you know, I'll do it then. But I haven't had to do it, and I'm not going to put on a fake performance like so many people right now that are in this fakes. They're just in this business of being fake, and I'm not that. And so if people want to call me boring, boo me, hate me, I don't care. And that's the honest truth, which very few fighters will come out and say. They just talk because they want 5 minutes of fame. I don't care about that. I know I'm going to get it at the end when I start beating number 5, number 3, beat the, the number 1 ranked guy, and then I get the chance, then it comes. But it comes with going out there and performing. And then you can start talking and saying whatever, because now you deserve it. But I don't want to just talk my way up. I want to deserve that shot when it happens. So, and it'll be soon. But right now, I just dominated a very tough guy for 15 minutes. So I don't know what else to say to anyone else out there booing and hating it. So it is what it is.
Do you really hear it when you're in the cage, or are you able to tune it out?
I mean, you hear a little bit, but they don't understand how tired he was. That he couldn't do anything. That's what we watch very high level grapplers, and I've watched the sport since I was very little. But very few people can do that to a high level wrestler or to a guy that strong and powerful for 15 minutes. He couldn't do anything, not one thing. And so that's where people booing, they just don't get it. They don't get it.
Logan, I know you don't want to call anybody name. You don't want to do that. Unfortunately, a lot of times the squeaky wheel gets the oil. The guy who's not talking doesn't get the matchups.
Mm-hmm.
Are you worried that might backfire you? You get the long road and slowly, instead of getting fights that you think you probably deserve?
No, because the welterweight tournament's going on right now. And so when that's done, it's going to take a while. I knew it was going to take a while, especially, after Rory's fighting, guys getting hurt. But when that's done, then it's free game. What is it if I call out someone tonight that's in the semifinals? It doesn't do anything, that's a long ways off. And once again, it's just talk. So that's why I don't really have much to say of, anyone, because there's a couple fights coming up now that we'll see who's left out of these guys, see who the losers are, and we'll see who I get to fight next. But it's just hard to, pick out a name, and especially a guy that's in the semis or whatever, and I want you, and then, it's a year and a half later. So it's kind of tough with that tournament.
Follow-up question. You recently said that you think you're the best wrestler in Bellator. I'm sure there's other wrestlers that feel the same way. Do you want to go against a wrestler?
Who?
You.
Who's a better wrestler?
No, I don't know. I'm not.
Bader?
Who?
Bader?
Bader?
No, I didn't wait for you.
I'm guessing Ed Ruth probably has something to say about it.
No, Ed Ruth beat me. Ed Ruth beat me in college twice. That was an 18-year-old kid. That was 8 years ago. Ed Ruth fought Pascu and couldn't do that. And I respect Ed Ruth a lot. I really do. But MMA wrestling is different. And it's a different Logan Storley than it was as an 18-year-old true freshman wrestling for the University of Minnesota compared to what I am now. And so, there isn't a better wrestler. I truly believe that can put things together, that can scramble. In any of those weight classes, I don't think there is. And so, to me, there isn't a better wrestler. There really isn't.
Follow-up question for you.
By the way, you said you don't want to call anybody out, but I mean, and I'm not trying to egg you on.
Come on,
at all,
Vince.
But that was a little bit of a non-call-out call-out because you guys have the past. And
Yeah. No. It beat me up twice in college. But like I said, that was 8 years ago, and that was a kid 1 year out of high school compared to what I am now. But I don't think anybody can keep the pace that I keep and continue moving forward and grinding on guys for 15 minutes.
What did Pascu do that made you, usually when you're on top of a guy, you can then take his back and submit him with a choke or something like that. What was he doing that was different? That you could give his back, but you couldn't get choked. What did he do that we don't see in the casual fans?
He just did a good job of just staying solid, but he didn't try to get up. He didn't try to improve position. I hit him, my elbow's swollen. I hit him. You couldn't see, people booing. I hit him hard a lot of times. I put some shots on him. I hit him in the mouth. I elbowed him in the head, and he didn't really go anywhere. And so it's kind of tough to finish a guy when he doesn't work to improve. And so it was a tough position for me. I was trying to throw as many strikes as I could, damaging strikes, but at the same time, you don't want to give up a great position, you know, and I was dominating the fight.
You did attempt tomorrow, back that like round 2, I think it was. It was never threatening to you.
I mean, no, I'm at one of the best gyms in the world with high-level guys, you know. This camp, I got ready with Robbie Lawler and Kamaru Usman, and it's a different level. I got Greg Jones, 3-time Division I national champ, and Michael Johnson here tonight, and then I got Henry Hooft, and then I got Mike Barwas in my strength conditioning, who's one of the best guys, who's the best guy in the world at what he does. And so it's a very, very scientific, locked-in training camp with the best guys in the world. And so I've seen a lot of things before I get into that cage and a lot of situations. And so I'm very confident every time I step in there, and all the situations that I've kind of been in, I've already been put in during training camp.
Thanks, guys.